The present lecture is about two patterns, pattern number 2 and pattern number 3. Starting with pattern number 2, it has the structure NBAV. So it has 3 positions, and these positions are occupied by 3 components. The first component is N, the second component is the verb be, and the third component is adverbial. So we have N, be, adverbial. N, as in any other pattern, is the subject of the sentence. It is occupied by a nominal component. The type of the verb in this pattern, in pattern number 2, is one of the verbs to be. Just like pattern number 1, here the verb is be. The difference between this pattern and pattern number 1 is in the third component. In this pattern, the third component is adverbial. So we have an adverb in the third position. An adverb like here, there, yesterday, tomorrow, up, downstairs, soon, etc. The test was yesterday. The verb in this sentence is was. Was is one of the verbs to be, so it is be. The test is N, so we have N, be. Before deciding which pattern this sentence belongs to, we have to look at the third component. The third component is yesterday. Yesterday is an adverb, so the third component is adverbial, and the pattern has this structure, N, be, adverbial, which means that it belongs to pattern number 2, because pattern number 2 has the structure N, be, adverbial. In addition to those adverbs, like tomorrow, yesterday, up, downstairs, now, etc., we have adverbs that come in the form of a prepositional phrase. So sometimes prepositional phrases act as adverbs if they refer to time or place. How can I know that they refer to time or place? If I can replace them with the 2 adverbs there or then, in this case, we can consider them as adverbs. If we can replace the adverb of place with there and the adverb of time with then the prepositional phrase is an adverb, and the pattern of the sentence is pattern number 2. Look at this example. Your books are on the table. The verb in this sentence is are. Are is a verb to be, so the verb is be. Your books is a noun phrase. It is N. It is the subject of the sentence. It is N. So we have N, be. On the table is a prepositional phrase. It consists of a preposition on plus a noun, the table. So it is a prepositional phrase. So what is it? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Is it a noun? In fact, it is an adverb because on the table refers to a place. And I can substitute on the table with there. Your books are there. So here, on the table is an adverb of place. And because we have N, be, adverbial, the pattern of this sentence is pattern number 2. In the second example, the party will be on Thursday. Will be is the verb. Will be is the verb be. The party is N. On Thursday is a prepositional phrase. On plus Thursday. It is a prepositional phrase. And this prepositional phrase refers to time. we can substitute this prepositional phrase with then. I can say the party will be then. Then means at that time. So because we have N, be, adverbial, the pattern of this sentence is pattern number 2. Let's have more examples of pattern number 2. The danger can be anywhere outside. The verb in this sentence is can be. So can be is the verb be. The danger is N, so we have N, be. Anywhere, outside. Whether anywhere or outside, both of them are adverbs. Adverbs of place. So here we have N, be, adverbial. And the pattern is pattern number 2. My keys were not on the kitchen table. The verb is were not. The verb is were not, which is a verb to be. It doesn't matter whether in its affirmative form, in its negative form, or in its question form. We can elicit the pattern of the sentence in all of these forms. So were not is the verb be. My keys is N. On the kitchen table is an adverb. It is a prepositional phrase, in fact, but it refers to place. I can substitute on the kitchen table with there. My keys were not there. So it is an adverb of place. And because it is an adverb of place, and we have this structure in this sentence, N, be, adverbial, the pattern is pattern number 2. The interview will be tomorrow. Will be is the verb, and it is a verb to be. The interview is N, tomorrow is an adverb. So we have this structure N, be, adverbial. The pattern is pattern number 2. In the last sentence, are you in the house? This sentence is a question. To identify the pattern of any question, all you have to do is to change the question into an affirmative form. So instead of saying, are you in the house? You say, you are in the house. You are in the house. So you is N, are is be, and in the house is a prepositional phrase that refers to a place. So it is an adverb. So we have N, be, adverbial. The pattern is pattern number 2. Now it's time to talk about the third pattern, pattern number 3. Notice that in this pattern, the verb type is the verb be. So just like pattern 1 and pattern 2, the verb in this pattern is be, one of the verbs to be. Let's talk about the 2 other components, because pattern number 3 has this structure, N1, be, N1. Now we know that the verb is be. What about the 2 N's? The first N and the last N. Just like any other pattern, the first N is the subject. It is N. But why do we have this superscript 1 on this N? And why do we have the superscript 1 on the second N? In fact, this superscript, this 1 above the N, and you can see it above both N's, indicates that both nouns have the same referent, and they refer to the same person or thing. So N1 equals the second N1. The first N1 equals the second N1 because both of them refer to the same person or to the same thing. And this is a very important note. In this pattern, the subject equals what comes after the verb. So N1 equals N1. Let's have these notes. First, the first and the third positions should be occupied by nouns or noun phrases. So the first N and the last N, both of them should be nominal components. And they should refer to the same person or the same thing as I've said. The first N1 is called the subject of the sentence. It is the subject of the sentence. But what about N1, the second N1 after B? The second N1 is called the subject complement. It is the subject complement because it completes the meaning of the subject. So the first N1 is the subject. The second N1 is the subject complement because it completes the meaning of the subject. Look at this example. John is a doctor. In this sentence, is B. John is N, which is the subject of the sentence. A doctor is another N. John and a doctor refer to the same person. We are talking about the same person, about John, who is a doctor, and a doctor who is John. So here, John is N1, a doctor is N1, because both of them refer to the same person. John is the subject, and a doctor is the subject complement. It completes the meaning of the subject. Because we have N1, B, N1, the pattern of the sentence is pattern number 3. In the second sentence, it might be a difficult question. The verb is might be. It is B. It is N. It is the subject of the sentence. After B, we have a difficult question. A difficult question is a noun phrase because we have a noun question that is modified by an adjective, difficult, and an indefinite article a. So here we have a noun phrase, so N. It is N. It is N. So we have N, B, N. Are we talking about the same thing? It and a difficult question. Do they refer to the same thing? Yes, they do, because it refers to a difficult question and a difficult question is referred to by it. That is why we have N1, B, N1, because it and a difficult question refer to the same thing. So this sentence belongs to pattern number 3. Let's have more examples of pattern number 3. My cousin is a fool. In this sentence, the verb is, which is B. My cousin is N. A fool is another N. Because here I'm talking about my cousin who is a fool, so here I'm talking about the same person. The fool is my cousin and my cousin is a fool. So my cousin is N1, is B, and a fool is another N1. Here N1 equals N1. My cousin is the subject and a fool is the subject complement because it completes the meaning of the subject. I'm talking about my cousin who is a fool. So here the pattern of this sentence is pattern number 3 because it has the structure N1, B, N1. The second sentence, was she the new nurse? Is a question. And as with questions, we have to change them into affirmative forms. This sentence is changed into she was the new nurse. She was the new nurse consists of she, which is N, was B. The new nurse is another N. It is a noun phrase. It consists of the noun nurse, that is modified by the adjective new and the definite article the. So we have a noun phrase. This sentence belongs to pattern number 3 because we have N1, B, N1. She is N1. Was is B. And the newness is N1. Because she and the newness refer to the same person. We are talking about the same person. That is why we have N1, B, N1. And the pattern of this sentence is pattern number 3. The next sentence is don't be a careless person. This is an imperative sentence or a command. The verb here is don't be. Be in its negative form. So the verb is don't be. A careless person is a noun phrase. It consists of the noun person that is modified by an adjective, careless, and an indefinite article. So a careless person is N because it is a noun phrase. The subject is implied, as I've said before. With the command or imperative sentences, the subject is implied. It is you. So the sentence is originally, you don't be a careless person. You don't be a careless person. You is N. Don't be is B. A careless person is N. In fact, you is N1 and a careless person is N1 because here we are talking about the same person. We are talking about the same person. You don't be a careless person. So the careless person is you and you are the careless person. Don't be this careless person. So the pattern of this sentence is pattern number 3 because we have N1, B, N1. That broken phone might be mine. Might be is the verb in this sentence. It is be. That broken phone is a noun phrase. It is N, the subject of the sentence. Mine is a possessive pronoun. It is N. So here we have that broken phone and mine. Mine means my phone. If I want to substitute this possessive pronoun with a noun phrase, I can say my phone. So that broken phone might be my phone. So my phone or mine and that broken phone refer to the same thing. I'm talking about the same phone. That broken phone and mine refer to the same phone. That is why that broken phone is N1 and mine is N1. Might be is B, so we have pattern number 3. That broken phone is N1, might be is B, and mine is N1. Because here we are talking about the same phone, the same thing, the same phone. So the pattern is pattern number 3. In the last sentence, this is a nice cup of tea. The verb is, which is be. This is a demonstrative pronoun. It is N. A nice cup of tea is another N. It is a noun phrase. The main noun in this noun phrase is cup. It is modified by an adjective, nice, an indefinite article a, and the prepositional phrase of tea. It's a nice cup of tea, not a nice cup of coffee. So we are describing the cup. Now, are we talking about the same thing, this and a nice cup of tea? Can I say a nice cup of tea is this and this is a nice cup of tea? Of course we can, because here we are talking about the same thing. So this is N1, is B, and a nice cup of tea is N1 because they refer to the same thing. And the pattern of this sentence is pattern number 3.